Alright, there we go. We are live. I can see. So. Y'all might be puzzled by the title of the video, Stand Up for Yourself. But that's just what I wanted to talk about while I try to de stress over the day because I just dealt with some dumbass shenanigans at work. And I removed myself from the situation. And I really feel like more people should. There's not enough people who actually stand their ground when it comes to bosses screwing with them or whatever, or even just the job itself. Just take. My glasses are sideways. But you have to understand that we are all worth better than that. We are not cogs in a machine. We are people. And yeah, I get it. You're like, oh, my job pays the bills. God takes care of people. And even if you're not religious, have you ever seen anybody get arrested for owing too much on their fucking credit card? So why are you giving these motherfuckers so much power over you? I'm just talking about shitty employers, like ones who change your schedule at the last minute. Or corporations like Big Lots who say that if you're a manager on duty, even if your usual schedule is supposed to show up at 4 a.m., you have to close the store at least twice a week. Makes no sense at all. No, it doesn't. But it's just stop doing what you're fucking told and start thinking about what you're being told and whether or not you should do it. I'm just fucking sick of living in a world where I keep seeing people who do something that they know isn't right, but they do it anyways just because they're trying to keep the peace. There is no peace, bro. If you're having to do shit like that, there is no peace to keep. And you work hard for good employers, for good bosses. You do your best. But we need to just stop letting fucking places like Walmart put bullies in charge of us and let them fucking ruin our lives. That ain't gonna happen anymore. It ain't happening to me. I fucking walked off the job today because I had some fucking jackass who tried this. At first, he tried to say, you didn't do this and this before you left yesterday, which I did. And when I brought that up, I was like, yeah, I did. And he was like, no, you didn't. And I was like, well, this place has cameras, right? We can pull that up, can't we? And then his story changed that I actually did stuff, I just didn't do it enough. And then at that point, that's when I said, fuck this shit. And I just walked out. Nope. Not dealing with it. And more workers need to take the reins back on their lives. Like, so many jobs have chaotic schedules, and if you're like, I'd like to have weekends off, they kind of laugh at you and stuff like that. Well, why do we accept working on those days? Like, we're like, oh, I have bills to pay? Oh. Well, is that going to give you your time back? Because time is pretty fucking priceless, in my opinion. Or what about fucking confidence? What about integrity? What about self worth? Do those things not matter either? Do bills. How much are you going to let other people put you through just because you owe somebody else money. I say fuck money. I say shit, if you I owe you money, suck it out of my dick, man. Try really hard. Maybe you'll get enough for the both of us. I don't know. In my opinion, there's more shame in staying in a position where people treat you like dog shit, where you're just treated like a fucking machine. You're not valued. You're disrespected every day. There's less respect in doing that than there is just being poor and looking for work. Because at least the guy who's looking for work has standards for himself. There's not a fucking sellout piece of shit. And so many people are sellouts, man. And that's what leads us into the positions that we're in. Is just so many people before us have sold out to the point where the standard has changed. Think of tipping, for example. Tipping used to be as like this. It used to be an extra if the person gave you exceptional service. It wasn't ever necessarily like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, nobody ever felt entitled to a tip until fairly recently. Recently it's gotten out of fucking control where I've even have like fucking tip things at like the fucking coffee stand. I'm like, you made my coffee. Why am I tipping you? Is your boss not paying you enough? And then, so many people are just like, oh, they're just trying to make a living and yada, yada, yada. We got to do the best we can. Fuck that. Stop tipping. Serious. We're like the only country that does that. You go over to another country like Japan or something, you try to tip people for their service, they'll get offended. It's their job to serve you. Their employer should pay them more. Oh, well, the prices are going to go up. Well, the prices are already up with the fucking tip. Just take it out of trying to, like, pressure me into fucking charity. I like charity, but I like charity where it matters. I don't need to be charitable some big titty fucking hoe. She can go shake her tits on fucking Twitch and make fucking thousands, man. I want tips. I don't tip the stocker at the grocery store. He puts all the food on the shelf for me. Why am I not tipping him? That's a pretty fucking important job. And why the fuck aren't we tipping the cooks, the people who actually make the food? I know the inner cook in me is coming out to shit on the servers for a minute, but hold on. Why are we not tipping the people who actually make the food that you think is so fucking delicious that it deserves a tip? Just insult the cooks, man. The cooks make less money than the servers do. Even with this whole tipping shit. I had servers make more in a single night than I made in an entire month. And then the next night, that same server would bitch because she only made $60 that night in tips. Even though she made like $900 the night before. Well, what they don't tell you is, well, they blow that money on pills most of the time. Either Coke or pills. At least for the servers. They love their fucking amphetamines. But anyways, yeah, you need to start standing up for yourselves. Like letting shit just slide is what got us into the position. Stop letting shit slide. You're not a bad person for upholding the status quo. Tips should be reserved for just exceptional service. And employers shouldn't have this mindset like they own you. Like, an employer shouldn't just randomly wake up one day and be like, you know what, we're going to start doing mandatory meetings and even the other people have to come in early to attend them. That doesn't happen. You have to consent. When you're working for somebody, like, You know, you go in there and they're like, all right, here's the job you work, 9 to 5, yada, yada, yada. So you're only responsible for 9 to 5. Anything beyond that, they have to ask you consent for. They don't own you. They can't just demand extra time for you, even though they're like, oh, well, you'll be on the clock. Yeah, but you're still asking me to make extra effort to come here at a time that I originally wasn't. Anyways, it's just shenanigans like that, or them changing your schedule around to the last minute. Like, I worked at one place and I had a manager who was notorious for changing the schedule at the last minute, to the point where I actually had to get in the habit of taking a picture of my fucking schedule on the wall. So that way, if they're like, why didn't you come in on Tuesday? I can be like, I had the day off. And they're like, well, they changed it. Well, nobody fucking told me. I think I'd be the most important person to know if you're going to change my schedule. Or breaks, too. I've had employers tell me, like, hey, you got to come off break to help this customer, and then you come off break. And then I've had them tell me, like, well, if you come off break, you can't get the rest of your time back. Like, I can't go smoke the rest of my cigarette? I can't go finish my cigarette? When that happened, I just stopped coming back off break. I just turned my radio off. I'm like, boop, I'm on break. If it's called a break, it means break from work. It's not a hypothetical thing. It's, and then they always pull it. We don't have to give you. Maybe we should think about making that a federal law. That workers require a break after every 2 hours of work. It should be a federal law, because I'm tired of hearing fucking employers being like, oh, it's not a federal law. We only have to give you lunches. I just. It amazes me how stupid people can be, because if you just treat people right as a company, you will retain a lot of good people. You will have people who are very passionate about their jobs. I just don't understand why so many places. It's like they're taking some kind of fucking expedition into the fucking swamp to find the slimiest fucking bastard they can fucking muster. Like, I used to work for Walmart, and they were notorious for it. I don't know if they got a factory for shithead bosses or something, but holy shit. Managers at Walmart is like a revolving door after dumb cocksucker after dumb cocksucker. And the very few good managers they have there end up just finding another job at another company entirely. Um, And it's like that at most places. Like, where are all these managers coming from at a lot of these places? Like, they're like, oh, we went to business school. Oh, you didn't go to people school, though. So, you know business, but you don't have any idea about people. Which is completely obvious for how. Anyways, just more people should stand up for themselves at position. If you're in a job where you feel like you're being picked on, harassed, or bullied, just say fuck it and leave. You know, it's not gonna be the end of the world, man. Sometimes it's really tough being broke as shit and almost being homeless, or actually being homeless. I've been homeless a couple of times. It's not fun. But I've always found myself in a better position every time I stood up for myself. Whether it's a better position at that job where somebody decides they're not going to fuck with me anymore because I stood my ground, or it's better as in I lost a job, but now I had time to actually find something I was happier with. I don't know where I'm going to be at on between those two. It's going to be one or the other. But I dealt with a little bit of that today. And it's just fucking stupid. It's like, somebody says you didn't do something and you know you're on camera. So it's, did they not think of that? That's what I'm thinking. Like, this guy was probably like, I'm just going to pretend like he didn't do anything. And he's probably so fucking stupid he didn't even consider the fact that we have security cameras all over the fucking place. I do. I mean, not because I'm trying to steal or anything. I'm just very observant and I look around and I notice things. And I also know the guy who's in charge of the cameras, so I asked him for the footage of me doing the job that I was told that I didn't do. So, that should be interesting. Anyways, I don't want to harp too much on negative stuff. I want more people to just, you deserve better. I think we all do. And we need to start acting like we deserve better, first of all. Before we get it, we got to act like it. We got to start putting ourselves first. Not second, not third, but first. And thinking of big picture things. Like, when I finally had enough of this shit today at work, I just fucking left. Because I also understand this shit is stressing me out. It's probably what's giving me all these fucking health problems. I mean, I'm not a medical expert or anything, but when I was talking to the doctor, they were asking me questions. They were confused about the conditions that I have because they were like, well, do you drink? And I was like, no, I can't even remember the last time I had alcohol. And they're like, okay, well, do you smoke cigarettes? And I was like, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I do vape. But I actually don't vape that much. Like, only one of these will actually has gotten to last me about 2 weeks now. So I actually don't vape that much. I'm actually trying to get off the nicotine. I'm trying to find a store that has the, because this is a 5%. I'm trying to find a store that sells 3%, because I know they have a 3% out there too. Because it goes 0, 3, and 5. I want to work myself off of the nicotine altogether. But anyways, the doctor was like, okay. She's going over. She's like, what about stress? And that's when I just kind of smirked and I was like, oh, I got plenty of that, man. That's the one thing I'm not short of by any means, because like even at work, I gotta, not only do I have to do my job, which is physically exhausting, which is fine, it keeps me in shape. Look at the muscles. They're looking a little weak because I've been out of work for 3 weeks, but pretty fit though, man. I mean, I'm pretty fucking strong too. I'd have bigger muscles, they're just all stretched out because I'm lanky. I'm like Slender Man. Just without the suit, just with the wife beater. And Slender Bill. But yeah, I mean, your job's hard enough without having to worry about somebody else who has you in their sights, you know. It's stressful enough to deal with the job, but it's even more stressful when you're having to constantly look over your shoulder. Because, you know, there's this fucking little guy with the fucking knife in his hand. It's like, and you're like, bro, just leave me alone. I don't care. Just go away. But, you know, we'll see. But yeah, if you find yourself that you're in a job where you don't feel appreciated and all this other stuff, but you're just too scared about not having an income or whatever, just fuck it, bro. There's so many jobs out there. Everybody says like there's lots of jobs out there. You just gotta go for it, dude. Don't ever be loyal to any company, because no company is ever going to be loyal to you either. That's for damn sure. They're loyal to the dollar and the profits. That's another reason why I really don't have too big of an issue leaving some places. I know some people are like, it's irresponsible, but at the end of the day, at least I'm going to get to die knowing that I didn't let anybody push me around, not even for money. God will take care of me. He might not want to, but, he kind of signed up for it. It's like, God damn it, Skinny. Or, me damn it, Skinny. But seriously, like, God will take care of you. Like, good things will come. You have to go through some shit for it, but it's worth it. You'll always come out on a greener side. Though I hope they put the shithead in his place because I actually enjoy my job a whole lot. I would very much be displeased to have to find something else to do. But like the work itself that I do, it's cool, man. I like it. It's difficult. It's physically exhausting, but it keeps me in shape. I pretty much get paid to go to the gym. Um, I get all my steps in too. Fuck, dude. It's pretty sweet. And I like all the people that I'm working with. Except for like maybe two folks. I don't have an issue with anybody there. I get along with the Mexicans. I like the Mexicans, man. They're pretty fucking cool. They listen to Tech Nine. I do too. Tech Nine? I don't know. I've always had a fondness for Mexicans. But I have. Maybe it's because of Speedy Gonzalez. Andale, andale, arriba. Well, a lot of you might not know. I think they canceled his ass. I don't know. My sister married a half Mexican. His mom was full blown. I liked her cooking a lot too. I can kick it with some Mexicans, man. They're good folks. They got good food too, and good music, man. Uh, Not just like the mariachi, but like, was it like the flamenco guitar stuff? Let's look that up before we play games. Let's look up like a flamenco guitar kind of thing on YouTube. Is it called flamenco? I think it is. Flamenco. I really like flamenco guitar. Like, it's so hard for me to, like, take, like, some of these videos seriously where it's like, oh, another thing. Don't ever answer any. If you take a survey, either lie or don't answer. But it just amazes me, like, every time, like, I see, like, a video that's like, oh, it's the best guitarist. It's just some guy who's, like, fucking thrash shredding or whatever. I'm like, that's cool, but is it this cool? Oh, y'all can't hear it. I can start over. Hey, he had the same. He's got the same hair I did last year. But I need to find some like big booty Latino who plays flamenco guitar. I'd never leave home. They're like, play it again for me, baby. Isn't that cool though, man? Like, that is so fucking sounds dope. Like, you can't sit here and be like, oh, this is the Guitar Center without even considering, like, these guys. Like, these guys are fucking amazing.
It's hard to reach your goals when your teams are pulled in too many directions.
I'm supposed to have
With
an
the
ad
Sana,
block.
The evolution of jazz.
This dude was
This
dope as
orchestra would
shit,
be
too.
horrified if the
Django
thought of changing
Reinhardt.
a single note or of suppressing the slightest
Yeah.
sigh in this largo of Handel. respect of the written notes is one of the essential conditions of all classical interpretations, but not so with jazz. If we say, I have just heard Handel's Largo, we also say, I have just heard a record by Armstrong, by Coleman
Black
Hawkins,
Hands. It's like blackface, but it's just the hands.
by Jack Teagarden, or by Benny Goodman. Why this difference? In jazz music, the execution is more important than the composition. How it is played is what counts, not how it is written. The melodic theme serves as a bare background for the intricate variations of the hot jazz player, and the value of the piece depends on the quality of the interpretation. Until about 1926, jazz music was played straight. That is, the melodic theme was more or less respected and each air was played as written, such as, for instance, this one.
And then the Negroes showed up and started making shit up on the go.
Then jazz, little by little, lost its coldness, and straight jazz became hot, thanks to a few musicians whose remarkable improvisations gave jazz
this
a new
is the
lease
guy.
on life. Listen to Django Reinhardt. It is the same melody, but what a difference in interpretation. These three musicians will represent two guitars and a bass fiddle. Finally, here is Stefan Grappelli, virtuose violinist of hot jazz.
You can tell his hands all fucked up. Like,
From the magic
he's pretty
strings of
much
the
only
instruments of
using
these
like,
five musicians,
he's only got like
was
two
formed
good
the quintet
fingers.
of the Hot
And
Club
he's
of
just-
France.
Like the other two are like paralyzed.
going well. That's that new guy energy.
Oh, he's back. That's the fourth fucking time he's done that.
Is he peeking and probing?
Speaking with serious intent to probe.
Alpha 2, we might have guys starting to move on our position.
Fuck!
Copy.
We
We're
got an
getting
ad.
buildup activity
God
here,
damn it.
too.
Yeah, I definitely see weapons.
Damn, got it!
Yeah, we have that.
No! I don't want you glorifying war. Shit's gay. Oh. Let's get to the video game now. Watch some stuff about jazz. Feel like we learned something. Play some gunfire, I guess. Oh yeah, we had a game that we can continue. Oh no. I died like instantly. Oh, that's good. I mean, I don't have a choice. Do you want to quit? Like, bro, I wasn't a choice I made. I'd like to continue, but you said no. It's alright. That's rough, Ollie. This is a wash. down though. There you go.
guy got an hands on me.
You're the one who's too fat.